Here's a story from Timcast.com. Fulton County Special Grand Jury voted to indict Lindsey Graham and 2 other GOP senators. Wow. The special grand jury in Fulton County, Georgia, recommended charges against former President Trump, 18 of his associates, as well as South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, as well as Georgia Republican Senators David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. It is only because I think it doesn't serve the political ends of the Democratic Party that they overlooked these elements of these individuals in the indictment. For what purpose are they going to go after these individuals? Is it going to help them remove Trump? No. They went after Trump's staff and his lawyers. Here's what matters. Ian brings up a good point. The DA did not take that step. However, I push back on this. The DA took the most extreme step of arresting Trump and Trump's lawyers. This shows the political nature of the indictments. What if the grand jury said these people, as well as the other 18 plus Trump, should be indicted, and finally goes, not these 3. It shows you that everything she's doing is purely political. It also shows you in these districts, it doesn't matter what is true. A grand jury will indict sitting members of the Senate if asked to. That is the sentiment of touching grass. This is the funny thing about when people say, oh, go touch grass. They're like, you mean like a grand jury that tried to indict 3 Republican members of the Senate? Those are regular people that are called in for jury duty, are given evidence and said, would you criminally charge members of the Senate? They said, absolutely. So you want to go talk to regular people? I'm telling you, man, people are ready. People are angry. And of course, it's never going to be 90% or 80%. But I think the American Revolution was, the colloquial term was a third for, a third against, and a third don't care. It's actually more like closer to 40% were in favor of, closer to like 20 some odd percent were opposed. And the plurality was like, we just don't care at all.
If there's going to be an American Revolution 2, it would just be like the Constitution is written so that we can revolve the laws and create an internal revolution without having to overthrow the government. So like it would be a technical revolution, which we're kind of seeing with the internet, but like it
so
wouldn't
naive,
be
though,
like an attack. It would be a change in the system. It doesn't have to be. It could be cool.
It was naive of the founding fathers to assume that men in power would agree to give it up because it was written on a piece of paper.
I don't know. I think that's a bit of an overstatement that they were unaware that men.
Well, considering the statements of Thomas Jefferson, I know, like they were very serious about what happens to countries. Although it is true that Jefferson walked that back, the Tree of Liberty statement, and said this is a little bit too egregious. Because
that was pre-war talk.
It was also pretty specific on a time frame, which was a little aggressive. What was it, 20 to 30 years? He said
he saw what happened in France. Right, because
what year did he say that? Oh, sorry,
I'm not sure exactly what year he said it, but the point is, like the French Revolution, that happened like right around. It started like right around or after the
1807.
Yeah, so and there were Americans that were going over there and talking to the French because there was all this talk of liberty and stuff. The French Revolution.
It began in 1789.
Yeah, it was an S show. All right, it was a total S show.
Constitution?
No, the French Revolution.
Oh, right.
But it was an absolute S show.
Same year as the Constitution and the formation of the United States.
It's not a coincidence.
Within a couple years, they just started killing everybody. The word terrorism comes from the French Revolution. The terror is what they called it. And that was just slaying people for the horrible crime of not being enough.
Robespierre went full Mickey Mouse Fantasia, dancing people to the guillotine one by one.
Psychos, and it was nuts, and so anyway,
this is what people need to understand about things like this. A grand jury voted to indict these men. The DA decided not to do it. The DA went after the president and his lawyers. So the DA took a more extreme action, and I think it shows, as I stated earlier, this is political. The important factor here is that it shows that regular people also want to see these things done. That's what people need to understand about where this goes. And I will say it right now. There is one strong action that can be taken to stop it all. A couple, actually. First, the indictments against Trump should be dropped, and Joe Biden should pardon the January 6ers. And that is how, when you're trying to resolve a conflict, you have to be the one to make the compromise.
And that would take so much of the wind out of the sails of the current Trump campaign and the entire right at the moment. Like, I seriously don't think it's ever going to happen.
because they're exacerbating. I mean, these personalities are saying more, no matter what.
Yeah.
Would you do the same? Would you pardon Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Hillary Clinton?
I didn't say Joe Biden.
No, I'm asking if you would, because like you said, you have to be the first one to make the first move if you want to end this conflict. Would you be the one to do that?
So let's slow down and talk about the specifics of charges against Trump over January 6th and the people on January 6th. If Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton were criminally charged and the Democratic Party, the DNC, over the Steele dossier and those moves that were made against Trump with Russiagate, I would sit down with me personally and say, all of that goes away, we're done, and the J6 stuff is done, and we start here and we try and figure it out.
I see it like that. I see it as it has to be
not the
connected.
Burisma stuff.
It can't be like even Burisma.
Nope.
I don't think you can get a prisoner exchange without offering a pardon to Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and Hillary. Like, think of it as a prisoner exchange. If you can't find compassion and do it because you think it's a good move, think of it as like we're trading victims here to try to end this with a white piece or something.
That would require them getting into some sort of legal trouble in the first place.
Right. The issue is there's nothing to drop as of right now.
With Hillary? Well, you preemptively pardon her for this email scandal, having Sidney Blumenthal, having him set up Osprey Global Solutions in Libya.
What's the point of pardoning Hillary Clinton when she wasn't even prosecuted? Like,
to guarantee that she won't be prosecuted in the future.
There's no chance that she's getting prosecuted.
I think they feel like if Trump gets into office, they'll all get prosecuted.
I don't think Hillary will get prosecuted, but a lot of people are gonna if Trump gets in.
She didn't get prosecuted the first time he was in office. Right. If it wasn't happening then, it's
well, I don't know. Trump is maybe about to go scorched earth.
Now, I'm not saying that I don't want Hillary Clinton to get prosecuted either. Like, I hear your argument and I totally disagree. I want to put all those sons of bitches in jail. So that's just me, though.
And therein lies the challenge. They want to put all the J6s in jail.
Yeah.
And the only way we move forward right now is, for one, there are no charges against Democrats for everything they did with Russiagate and the Steele dossier, so it's a moot point. They would need to lay down their attacks and say, we're going to chill out right now and give a little and stop attacking so much.
The fact
the Republicans aren't doing anything. There's nothing for the Republicans to stop doing. Mm-hmm. Right now we say, like, hey, there's current active hostilities in lawfare. We're asking the Democrats stop. The Republicans haven't done anything, so, next question. Have they filed criminal charges against any of the Democrats over the Steele dossier? Nothing over anything related to Russiagate and those lies. Has anyone done a deep investigation into what would happen with Ukrainegate and collusion between government and the private law to go after Trump for subversion of our government? Was there a sedition charge? Nothing. So all that's happening now is, we're not throwing any stones over here. We're asking you to stop. If they don't, then look, man, it's not about what should happen. What should happen is an election happens in 2024. The right person for the job wins, and everybody says, okay, well, we'll try again next time. That's not possible.
That brings up an interesting question, I think. Do you think there ever will be charges brought in the future over what's going on in Ukraine right now as far as like the Biden involvement and the money laundering?
If Trump wins.
So? Really? Okay, well,
I'll put it this way. I believe that there is a probability it happens if Trump wins. Outside of that, no. And that could be 17%. You know what I mean?
Right.
I bet Joe Biden will pardon Hunter the day before he leaves office.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He'll pardon Hunter and Hillary. He might pardon a bunch of them.
Yep. Of course he will.
That's what presidents.
So that's why we got to pardon them first. That's my point. They're gonna.
I miss the entertaining days when the president would just pardon rappers and shit.
Yeah, man.
Well, Trump did.
Exactly.
If they're untouchable, like play the game. Be like, okay, you're untouchable.
The issue right now
I
is,
agree.
If they are going after Donald Trump in his first term to falsely accuse him of being a Russian spy, and then you're the whole time saying just pardon him for doing it. It's like, you've got someone who's shoved you up against the wall and put a blade to your neck, and then you said, the only way out of this is if I allow you to do it.
Sounds like Alex Stein you're talking about. Actually, they pulled a knife on me on his show one time.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'm saying
insane.
that the Democrats are engaged.
That was done as a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke, but it was a real knife.
The Democrats have been engaged in hostilities against the populist right since Trump got elected, and the right has done nothing except for January 6th.
Maybe I'm crazy, man. I don't know if we're in the end. I don't know if this is like Revelation, if the Bible's real, if forgiveness is actually valuable, or if we're just tricked into thinking that kindness, compassion, and forgiveness is valuable.
It is, but it has to come from the people committing the acts.
It's only good in society.
Trump supporters have done nothing since Trump got elected.
If you only live as like, we're only going to get past this if you apologize. You never get to the apology.
What do we apologize for?
Yeah. What?
It's a blanket. It's for everything they
For
ever
what?
did.
For what?
I'm apologizing for Hillary's crimes before
no.
she has to.
But we're not
You
pushing
committed
for
a
that.
bunch of serious crimes and continue to wage lawfare against us while we sit back and do nothing, but we're going to apologize to you?
This is how you end up dead. This is how.
We're all
this
gonna
is
end
how.
up dead
This is how.
eventually.
Okay.
Oh,
anyway.
okay. So then just
Moving
give
on.
up everything.
I mean, what the way to end up dead is by suggesting a pardon.
By constantly laying down and saying, "Hey, it's okay if you rain piss on us."
Dude, what's the optional solution then?
The option
wins.
is
That's not the charges.
lawfare. Sue the absolute hell out of everyone that violates your rights.
But
Sue
no,
who
but
with
it's Trump wins.
Fair
through
enough.
ballot. So Trump
That
lost
can't
by
happen,
42,000
man.
votes. That's insane.
it's like
Trump lost in 2020
0.000.
by 42,000 votes. It's 0.00.
But did you tally the votes yourself? How do you know that number was accurate? They give you a little bit. They give you a little piece. Like, it was 51-49. Don't worry about it.
You have to
This is the
believe
most-
something. Like,
I mean,
to
this
talk
is-
I
about
definitely
it.
don't believe vote tallies without seeing the code of the machines that
Okay,
are tallying
sure,
the votes.
but now you're making different arguments that aren't
the 40 I'm sorry.
part of the conversation. If Donald Trump lost by 42,000 votes across 3 states, then the best course of action right now is ballot harvesting, voter registration, and political rallying, commercials, etc.
But I don't agree with the if. I don't believe that he won by 42,000 votes. I just haven't seen the proof.
Well, I
you
mean,
need to
sure.
prove me and show me the data and the code of the tallies.
So then what
But
is
that's
it that you believe?
I believe that proprietary companies own our
No,
voting
look,
machines.
so you
and
think they stole it from Trump by hacking voting machines?
I think that it is undeterminable, and I'm not going to believe one or the other unless I see the proof one way or the other.
So this is the way it works. Your options right now are to be trampled and have your rights stolen from you and destroyed, to try to vote to win. Pick one.
These false binaries, man.
What do you mean
Well,
false binary? What are you suggesting?
Are you
violence?
advocating for not voting? Is that the what do
No.
you I guess are you advocating for so I can understand?
Well, my point is that thinking that Trump's going to win is like a fantasy.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.